and throw on.
Let's throw in.
Hey! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 222nd episode of the Angry Cuddles podcast. My name is Steven. With me, as always, is Con Funk in its entirety.
Long term, no less.
Joining me today is DJ Pikachuck.
That's right, guys. Thanks. I'm really happy to be here as Chuck. I'm really stoked.
And frontman of the band Moonlight Native, William Roth, right here in the...
Hi, guys. I'm Will Roth. Go out and buy the EP that you can't actually buy right now because, hey, I'm hipster like that.
That's not what Will sounds like. He sounds more like, go buy our album. No, actually, that's terrible Will impressions. Those are terrible Will impressions. No name. Hey, I'm glad. I hope you're okay. I hope that everything has been well, and I hope that your journey has proved to be a fruitful one. But we're glad to have you back, and super stoked that you're here today. Yeah. We're going to talk about cosplay and costumes and stuff. Now, we were originally going to... Okay, so first a couple of stories. This is why we're not in cosplay today. And also, Shark is sick. But she's in the chat, so if you want to talk to Shark, you can say hello in the chat.
Wave hi to everybody.
If you're joining us from iTunes or from our website listening to our audio-only podcast, where the fuck have we been the last 2 weeks? Well, episode 221 I forgot to record, so it wasn't up there. And then last week, Will was in a movie, and I was sick, and so we just played video games and chatted with people online. I
wasn't just attending the movie.
No,
I didn't want them to think I was just a big piece of shit.
You went to see a movie and didn't invite us. Yeah.
So
what can you talk about? What it is? What the project is?
It's called Stealing America. It's like about Abraham Lincoln and stuff.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like more like David Copperfield.
I've been getting a lot of featured parts in it. Pretty excited.
That's awesome.
Feature.
Yeah.
Nice.
My God. Your life is a never-ending wave of rainbows and gold doubloons. I don't know how you set that up.
I am waiting for the inevitable crash because
yeah, it's really
I'm all about balance.
Yeah,
because what's going to happen is that when you fall off of that rainbow full of gold doubloons, I will be the one that rides it at that point.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think Will's about 6 weeks away from just developing like an astronomical drug problem.
Absolutely.
Like just
really big
well,
into heroin.
he is a rock star now, so yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So I show up. Actually, I drove from Dallas, but I got here like right about 8:30, pretty close to on time. And Will was like, "We need to go grab the mics." And I don't know what he said from the practice space, and I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I thought maybe he practiced in his backyard or something, but I was like, okay. So I just follow him outside, and we get in his car. I even leave my phone here, and he drives me over to this like shitty part of town. Yeah. We go into this like room where it's like soundproofed, and there's bars in it. And I'm thinking for a second, I was like, Will could just fucking off me in here, and I have no phone. I've got
I thought for a
nothing.
Slave.
I thought for a moment you were thinking that I was
slave.
Definitely taking you to kill you somewhere.
I was like, well, this is how I end, I guess. I was stupid and didn't bring my phone. This would be good. Maybe he'll record my screams and put it behind some Moonlight Native music.
That would have been a really good place to off you too.
Like
it would have been.
Like no one would have known.
Like that rumor with a Commodore song where the girl screaming at the very beginning is actually somebody getting killed.
That's not a Commodore song.
Or whoever.
It was Love Roller Coaster.
Oh, there you go. Iron Slayer, thanks for joining. And you're right, it is about 3 hours away from the Halo 5 release.
What?
So if you guys are Halo 5ing tonight, throw up some streams. I'd love to see some of it. I will be playing it, and probably we will be streaming it at some point, but it'll probably be after Christmas.
Maybe 9:30 is the time to launch.
Because everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Maybe you're right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, but okay, so we got the mics. We're situated here. We went to Dallas Comic-Con last week. It was phenomenal. So the first time we did Dallas Comic-Con was Fan Days, and it was enormous. It was like a 65,000 person
back in February,
group.
Right?
May. It was in May. And
get it right, Chuck.
We didn't do shit. We didn't sell shit. We didn't get any new likes. Nobody fucking saw who we were, nothing. But this weekend, through a combination of marketing strategy
and showing your dicks
and Shark in a Velma outfit, we got like
we had a booth, babe.
We got
perfect.
a bunch of new likes on Facebook. We sold a bunch of shit, and we got invited to future cons and stuff. So it was really fucking productive.
That's great.
And it was great.
I saw Chuck's his outfit.
Oh yeah,
He was good.
Do you guys want to see some of the?
That was good, man.
Of the cosplay from Dallas Comic-Con?
And this all grew back that fast?
1 week.
Oh, his
1 week.
Yeah,
you are a hairy motherfucker.
Chuck's.
It says the dude that's got the Benjamin Stark look going on over here.
Benjamin Stark.
You don't remember that shit? Like that was one of the first comics we ever got.
215.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Podcast folder, and I thought I had more than that, but whatever. This worked just fine. I'm gonna pull up.
Let's discuss
a picture,
each one
and
of
then
these.
I will let everybody
Jafar
in on it as soon as we get. And there we go. Here we are. This is our album from Dallas Comic Con. So, there's Jafar.
What was that guy's name?
I don't know his actual name.
Looks like the same dude that cosplayed Emperor Ming the next day.
And there's a Jason Witten behind him, cosplaying as Jason Witten.
You know, Jason Witten gave me $10.
No way.
Yeah, I was playing in Grapevine, or South Lake Town Center. I was just sitting there playing on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden, somebody threw $10 in my guitar case, and I look up and it's fucking Jason Witten.
Holy shit!
He sat there for like 4 songs.
And Jason Witten,
him and his 2 kids.
What I have heard is he's a pretty stand-up dude.
He seemed really nice.
Of course, fucking Will.
I know.
Oh yeah,
this
just randomly happened.
I was on national television, and I met
Jason Witten's my best friend.
Jason Witten's my best friend.
He loans me money. He loans me money when I need it.
Fucking name dropper over here.
Shark got really excited about this one from Big Hero 6.
Oh, that's cool.
Trying to remember the character's name. Shark, I'm sure you remember the character's name. But
was that Mega Man next door?
And yeah, actually, we didn't get the but we had a very, very good Mega Man there.
Did he have the for sale helmet that was being sold by
Honey Lemon? Thank you, Shark. Honey Lemon. From
judging on the football armor, it looks like he tried to be X.
Yeah, but then he was like halfway through.
The cutest Wolverine ever.
That kid Logan fucking nailed it too.
He's a ripped little kid.
Yeah. I don't know what work he's had done, but it's pretty solid.
Shoulder implants.
Yeah. His cigar was pretty on point too.
Was that Tootsie Roll?
Yeah. Dipped in ash.
Yeah.
I like it. This one got me really good.
Vader Mickey.
Yeah.
Darth Mick.
His shorts are fantastic. And
just the creativity. Oh yeah, I saw this dude.
Fantastic.
At
saber
first,
too.
I thought that was Chuck for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that cut. I could never wear a suit like that.
I think that's all.
That is
padding and foam. Like I don't think that's him.
Well, look at the size of me, man. I would rip the shit out of that latex. Either that, or I just.
Okay, these were great. Chuck. There's Chuck there. You can see him, and we have better of Chuck in a minute.
Chuck, who are these chicks you're with?
I don't know the one. I don't know the one on the left, but the one in the middle. I met her a couple of years ago at Scarborough Fair, the local Renaissance festival.
And
she's actually cast.
Their cosplays, I was really impressed with because there is a show that nobody watched but me.
Yeah.
Called Dollhouse.
And with Elijah Dushku?
Yeah.
Dushku?
Yeah, and that's who the girl on the left is cosplaying as, Echo.
Really?
Yeah, and that's Elijah Dushku's character.
She seems like she's in normal streetwear.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I would not have noticed it were she not with the Doctor, the Ghost.
Oh, okay.
I really wish we had gotten to see her, the Doctor, as Simmons from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was really looking forward to that.
Chuck, what are you eating in that picture?
She gave me a lollipop because she's a doctor.
And this is Chuck's Fisk on the Superstar Destroyer.
Right before
bridge
he
of the Star Destroyer.
Destroyed Alderaan.
Yep. Yeah.
You may fire when ready.
Oh, there we go. Look at Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers, yeah.
That's the whole family.
The whole family.
That is actually a family.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Joseph, who illustrates the webcomic, he was going to go as a flying monkey from Wizard of Oz, and there's a girl that's going to the party with him, and she was going to be Dorothy, and so he said if he doesn't get the monkey suit stuff in time, he's going to go as Bob Belcher, and by default making her Linda dressed up as Dorothy.
That's weird.
And I thought that was that's pretty cool.
As somebody who has never watched Bob's Burgers, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Steven, what are you supposed to be?
I'm the fucking guy in a shitty shirt. I hate that fucking shirt. I don't know why I wore it. But
so that's not even you're not even playing, right?
No, I really hate that shirt. I hate how I look at that picture.
The main focus here is our Angry Cuddles booth babe.
But Shark, Shark really nailed it with the Velma. She was in character like the whole time when people came up and talked to her. She had this cool kick-ass magnifying glass.
I made her break character when I showed up. Yeah, there's a better shot of me.
The booth looked really good, by the way.
Yeah, it's better. It looks the best it has ever looked.
Yeah. Did you see a lot of traffic through there?
We did, yeah. This was a smaller con, and I noticed that we do better at smaller cons. But there was plenty of foot traffic. I liked the Stormtrooper. I like the crossover shit.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I dig these guys.
Freddy Stormtrooper.
But all right, we're gonna Inception for a second, and then we'll be right back into normal podcast. But there we go.
I'm glad you got the shot of me holding the poster. Yeah, there was a booth right next to the Angry Cuddles one. It's Bob the artist, and I saw it, and it was like, is that picture going to be here tomorrow when I show up? Because I'm going to be cosplaying as that guy right there. Like, yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. So, shout out to Bob the artist for letting us use that prop that we actually used twice. We were talking about getting some awesome like hookups. There was a dude that was dressed as Daredevil before he gets the new suit, and
the actual cool Daredevil.
Yeah, and then I ran into him earlier in the day, like close to the beginning. I got a couple of shots of him, and of course, it's kind of a smaller con, so we're walking past each other, and then the next time I see him, I'm with Crystal. And Crystal goes, hey, we've got a picture that we need to take. And then I look at her like, what kind of picture? The one with the newspaper, the one that you got at the very beginning of the day. Like, oh, right. So we went back to take that picture, and it just so happened that, again, we were right next to these guys here. And the dude that was cosplaying as Daredevil was also trying to push a charity event.
Yeah, on November 7th, there's a Extra Life Gaming sort of all over the country, I guess.
It's supposed to be like a 24-hour event,
Yeah,
right?
24-hour marathon, and I think we're going to have some part of that. I don't know exactly in what capacity yet, but
the Sci-Fi Factory
we'll
officially has a part in that. I think they're offering $10 gift certificates.
Cool.
So there's that right there, and
so the Daredevil guy got to take a picture with you and the
we got
well.
to tell a couple pretty funny pictures of him trying to be blind. Yeah. He played up the blind so well. David, you did a damn good job. That was funny as shit.
Naname just said I've been waiting for like 3 hours because I saw the time wrong. Thank you for sticking around and even though you're super tired. But real quick, well, not real quick. You guys take as much time as you want. What's the best costume for Halloween or whatever you've ever worn? Like you're most proud of it.
Mine, you just saw.
Your Fisk?
Like straight up. Like I've never done cosplaying ever because I'm a big dude and now I'm a big bald dude, so my real options are actually kind of limited. But then I was watching the Netflix Daredevil, and I thought to myself, I have everything that he's wearing in my closet right now.
That's not entirely true. Okay, so you're bigger than Bryan Cranston, but you pull off Walter White like really well.
Yeah.
Like if you when Chuck puts his Walter White stuff on, especially when he has like the goatee only, like holy shit, it looks fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, and that one actually cost me a couple of bucks. It was like $40 for the hat, and then I found the glasses. It's just aviators with clear clear frames, and those cost me like $10. If it's one thing I figured out how to do, it's how to do it kind of on the super cheap. So I thank God there are a lot of people who try to modernize and contemporize costumes nowadays, so that it's a lot easier to get a costume now.
I bet you will.
I first off just want to say I would really like to see Chuck cosplay as Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that would be really
9.
Really wonderful. You know.
I could have sworn. I forgot to bring them on. I had some more. I actually had a Big Boss and a Quiet from the con.
Oh, nice.
And they were really good, but apparently I didn't put it in the folder. That's a bummer.
I've never really cosplayed. Always wanted to. I feel like there's a lot of characters I could be that I could pull off, but I think, since I've never cosplayed, I could say my favorite costume I've ever worn was it was a very, very realistic U.S. Marshals costume, and it was simple.
Really?
It was simple. I just had like a black kind of button down. I had some dark jeans, some boots, like this brown leather, like almost 70s looking jacket, and then I had a very realistic hanging badge. And I was in QT on my way to a Halloween party, and I was walking out, and a girl came right up to me and stopped me and asked me how I became a U.S. Marshal. And I just proceeded to bullshit.
Oh, sure, yeah. You gotta go with it at that point.
I just decided I gotta tell her all about it. I gotta tell her about the academy. Gotta tell her the best instructors. Even though it was all fake, it was all bullshit. But she like totally bought into it.
In your backstory, did you start off as like a beat cop?
I was a beat cop, and my partner got shot.
I made it. He didn't.
He didn't. He wasn't so lucky.
So I got the job that he always wanted, and now he wants me.
I swore I'd protect his family, but they were kidnapped. I went after him. He killed them too.
I like how we go for the whispery growl in order to sound tough.
You have to.
But at the same time, that was the same voice. Like I remember when the first time I did the whisk. My God, what is wrong with my words today? The first time I did the Fist cosplay, I had just gotten through finishing, basically mainlining the series, and so it was like, okay, I'm totally
direct
gonna do
Daredevil
this.
IV,
and because of that, his voice was like right there, and so I started to work on my Wilson Fisk impression.
It's very, very Snake too,
and every time. Every time somebody stopped me for a picture, I would use the voice. And you could see their facial expression go from, man, that's a really cool costume, to, oh my God, how are you doing that? Stop that. Stop that.
By the way, if I don't laugh at the stuff you guys say, it's because if I laugh, I'll cough. And I didn't realize how often that I use that as a natural reaction until Sunday. Because I okay, so for example,
Data over here has to shut off his emotion.
It's not that it's a fake laugh. It's not. It's just that I give a laugh as a reaction to some things. I was leaving Baker Street, and there's this bald dude in a kilt, and he was like, "Hey man, I really love your hair." And hey, thanks, I appreciate that. And he goes, "Yep, I can't do that." And he slaps his big bald head, and I wanted to do what you did, like, because I couldn't verbalize any words, be like, "Yeah, because you're fucking bald." I don't want to do that. And so, but I couldn't laugh because I would just start coughing. And so this is what I did. He goes, "I can't do that." And he slaps his head, and I went, "Ha," and then walked away. And
you awkward son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I am so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry.
So if you go back and check some of our early podcast streams, like before we started Phase 3 with Will and Shark and Chuck, you can see me in what I would have dressed up in tonight if I hadn't screwed a bunch of shit up and then the power went out and I had to go work and blah, blah, blah. But my favorite and really my only costume was Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs.
It was so good.
And it's sort of this, it's weird because especially like when the game came out, people would probably recognize it. At this point, no one's going to be like, "Oh, Aiden Pierce Watch Dogs awesome." They're just going to be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
And of course, if you try to walk around with like the thing pulled up over your face and the hat down like he looks when he's like sneaking around and shit, instead you're just going to look like a fucking terrorist.
Well, here's the thing though, is I can wear that entire outfit without the mask and it's just winter clothing.
Right.
And so I really appreciate that. But I have always hated Halloween. And it was sort of that same thing with you, Chuck, where I never knew, like, my costumes were always last minute. I always sort of threw them together. There's nothing I really liked. I didn't look like anything. And so I just fucking hated it. And then when I got Aiden Pierce, I was like, I'm just going to wear this costume until I die. But in the what about some other past costumes that you guys have done? I did Wesker once.
Oh, nice.
From Resident Evil.
You did Dexter once too.
I did do Dexter. Yeah. That was fine.
Hand of Khan.
Hand of Khan.
Hello, Hand of Khan.
Welcome.
How you doing, bud?
To the podcast. Yep. Everybody's waiting on Halo 5.
I try to do...
Let's talk Halo 5 a little bit.
Yeah?
Let's talk Halo 5.
Okay.
I want to talk about Halo 5.
Did you see the Master Chief at DCC, by the way?
I did. Oh, and...
super tall Master Chief.
There was a... can you show the stream when I'm dressing up as on Halloween? I think I can. No Name wants me to show. She said she was going to be Jane the Killer.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, so
sure
while they're digging that up, there was the Halo 5 booth at Dallas Comic Con.
Yeah.
And you get in and it's kind of an interactive experience and it's really cool. But on the outside, they had this super duper tall dude dressed up as Master Chief.
Did you kiss Chief?
No, I did not. However, what happened was this. Somebody else, an amateur, showed up dressed up as a guy from Call of Duty Ghosts.
Okay.
So when that guy walked by the Halo booth, Master Chief pointed at him and said to his assistant, "Go get that guy. I want to get a couple of shots with him." So
can I tell you a story about that guy real quick?
Okay, I guess.
Okay, that's a good picture, Jane the Killer. We can do that. I saw a couple. I think there were two guys that were dressed as ghosts, the Call of Duty ghosts, right? And they were younger. So granted, they're like kids, and that's fine. But when they came in,
Noname, that's creepy as shit.
And I'll put it up here in a second for you guys. But when they came into the con, I was on my way out to get a drink.
Yeah.
And one of the kids, like I said, granted he's a kid, but he goes, "All right, let's find some hostiles," and that really fucking bothered me. Like it really did, and for a couple of reasons. A, even if you were in a combat situation, I would think you would not want to find hostiles. Like that mentality of searching for people to kill.
What if that's their mission?
Okay, Will, you can start poking holes in my...
I'm going to poke holes in your plot there.
Go for it.
What if that's their mission?
It was like...
What if their mission is to go in and kill the leader of whatever terrorist group?
I have a response to that, which is the rest of my story.
Yeah. Go for it, Chuck.
That one guy that Master Chief fished back up to get a couple of shots. They had a couple of lined up shots with each other, and so they got some pictures of that.
Yeah.
And then the ghost MC got the ghost to lay on his back to try to do like a reservoir type dogs type thing. And what wound up happening was Master Chief walked up to him and then started teabagging him.
Oh, that's funny.
So there is your response to going to
teabagging.
find some hostiles.
Seems like
somebody is always going to show that person up.
So these are some Jane the Killer variants that Naname's...
Seems like Chief's an asshole.
Okay. Well, yeah, a little bit. Noname, the one that I saw that was creepy as shit, but also kind of sexy. That'll work. There's also the one with the kitty cat hoodie. That one will work as well. But if you can pull off this one with the really creepy ass eyes and the teeth down here in the corner right there,
I think Jane the Killer's on the right in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be Jeff.
Jeff the Killer and Jane the Killer. Yeah.
Now, is Jane the Killer? Is she like a serial killer?
She's a creepypasta, so
what?
It's questionably.
Yeah, what's
real.
What's a creepypasta?
Yeah,
creepypasta is just like it originally came from the term copypasta.
You can just say I don't know.
Oh, copypasta.
It's just a story that gets passed through as an internet meme for years and years, and then the creepypasta started when there were a bunch of scary stories.
Right.
Yeah.
And guys like Slender Man, Jeff the Killer.
Jane the Killer started as a creepypasta?
Jeff the Killer started as a creepypasta, and I think Jane the Killer eventually did too.
What was she on? Was she on a subreddit?
Maybe. I don't know. This is actually the first time I've heard of Jane the Killer, but because of my experience with Markiplier, hey, I am thoroughly aware of Jeff the Killer and Slender Man because he's played almost every game that those guys have been in.
So you guys in the chat, tell me what you guys are going as for Halloween, or if you go as anything for Halloween, or your favorite Halloween costume you've ever had.
Game Guy?
Because I want to get into some of this Halo-y shit, since Halo comes out tonight.
Game Guy, Ben Drowned is one of my favorites. Also creepy as shit, but at the same time, that song that keeps playing in the background, I have actually fallen asleep to that song because it's just that pretty. Also, yes, hi.
Shark does offer an explanation, not entirely unlike yours. Creepypastas are horror-related legends or images that have been copied and pasted around the internet, essentially memes.
Pokemon Black is another one of my favorites, too.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this.
Ask away, Steven.
What's your favorite Halo game?
None of them, Steven.
No, none of them? Not one. There hasn't been one that you like.
I liked Halo 2.
Okay. The multiplayer, the story, like all of it, or?
I liked the story. I played it all the way through, start to finish, with my father.
Really?
Yeah, which was one of the funnest.
Like split screen?
Yeah, we played it split screen, level per level, just all the way through. And I'll never forget because Halo 2 had the big ending where you're driving the Warthog, right?
Halo 3.
Or that's 3.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking
of
3.
That was
the
one
first
that I beat.
Both the first and third one had the Warthog. Halo 2 ends with a boss battle against the Brute Tartarus.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's a cutscene where Lord Hood's like, "Hold your fire, Master Chief. What are you doing on that Covenant vessel?" And he goes, "Sir, finishing this fight." Yeah. And then it goes to credits, and everyone in my household went, "What the fuck? Where's the other half of this fucking game?"
Yeah.
And they weren't wrong, actually. The Game Guy says Halo 2 had the best split screen campaign.
It did. It had a really great split screen campaign, and it was 3. And I'll never forget, me and my dad are in the Warthog, and we're jumping everything. The whole planet's falling apart. It's explosions. It's crazy. And then my dad presses the wrong button and jumps out of the Warthog.
Oh, the Warthog, yeah.
And he goes, "Just keep going." And I was like, "No." And I stopped.
Oh!
And he ran back in, jumped into the Warthog. Everything's blasting and falling apart. And I get my dad, and we get out of there.
Ah, that's so cool.
It was the coolest father-son gaming experience ever.
Yeah, Halo 2... the first Halo had originally 20-ish missions.
Yeah.
They cut it down to 10 for launch, like 10 or 11. It went massive cuts. Halo 2, similar thing. Halo 2, the story board for Halo 2 is actually 2 and 3. That was all supposed to be one game.
Oh, so they did the same thing with that Metallica did for Load and Reload.
Well, just it became so big that they just had to stop. Like they were never going to put out the game, so they split it up essentially. That was not the original plan. To me, my favorite multiplayer was Halo 2. We played the shit out of that game. One of my favorite stories is I may have told you guys this before, but we used to all play. We used to live in the same house in Denton. A group of us and Chuck essentially lived there when I was going to college. And
not me so much. I was still kind of fresh at the time.
Well, we're playing Halo 2, and you can chat with everybody on your team, but also if your character is standing near other characters, you can say things and they can hear you.
Yeah.
So my friend Jason, whenever he'd get in a firefight with somebody, he'd always yell, "Truce, truce, 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 truce," and usually they'd end up killing each other. Until one day he said, "Truce, truce, 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 truce." The other guy stops firing, Jason stops firing on opposite teams, and the other guy goes, "So what do we do now?" And Jason goes, "I don't know, let's get in a Warthog." And so they both got in a Warthog and started killing members of both teams. So,
like you do.
But Halo 4 is my favorite in terms of just really mostly just story. And you notice it in the Master Chief Collection, is that if you take all of the lines that Master Chief says through Halo 1, 2, and 3, all 3 of those games completely, in the first mission of Halo, Master Chief has more lines of Halo 4.
So they're trying to make him a character.
Well, yeah, as opposed to... And that's sort of the whole theme of Halo 4, is Cortana's a robot and more of a human than Chief is. And Chief is the human Spartan and really the robotic murder machine. And that's one of the things that she says to him sort of midway through the game is she says, promise me by the end of this, you'll figure out which one of us is human. And that's sort of the whole thing. She's losing her mind, and he's learning how to be a person. And so I'm really hoping that Halo 5, like, isn't just a fucking Call of Duty shooterama. Like, I hope they build off of that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna.
Now, Master Chief, he's a robot, right?
No, he's a dude.
He's a dude?
He's a
dude.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Something about robots?
Yeah.
That really got me in the heartstrings.
Robots did?
Something about it. Can I tell you something?
We're listening.
I was watching the newest Terminator last night.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Genesis? Yeah.
Before you guys condemn it.
We have said nothing yet.
Okay.
J.Y. says, Will, how dare you?
I was watching it, and Schwarzenegger's in it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's great.
He's in it a lot.
He is. He's like,
You would expect him to be. He's the fucking Terminator.
He is. But I loved how Emilia Clarke, Sarah Connor, she was calling him Pops. Because he basically raised her. Aww. And it was one of those big, like, little girl with her big giant protector robot thing. That whole story.
They did that with Terminator 2.
Yeah, but this one, it really gave you that sense because she named him Pops. And it was like her father.
Okay.
And at the
end,
actually
had a relationship of some kind.
Yeah, once you name it, you're never going to let it go.
And at the end, he creates, because they go forward in time, and then he can't go with them because he's a machine, and his parts were exposed, so he would have been ripped apart in the time continuum or whatever, unless he was covered in organic material like human skin, which he normally is, but he wasn't at the time. So he was like, I'll meet you in 2017. And she's like, all right, how are you going to get there? And he goes, I'll take the long way, And so, like, he waits from 1984 until 2017 for her.
Wow.
Right? And so he creates, in that time, he created an entire bunker with, like, every supply that they would need for 2017. And she gets there, and she sees her old boombox and, like, pictures that he's drawn of her.
Yeah.
And everything. And then at the very end, like, he's fighting against the other Terminator, and he's ready to sacrifice himself, and he looks at Kyle Reese. And for the first time ever, he goes, in his Arnold voice, he goes, protect my Sarah. He calls her his Sarah. And then she, like, loses it.
I saw that. I watched that movie. I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
Over the course of all that, he learned to love her like a daughter.
And see, that was sort of the way that I felt at the end of Halo 4. And if you guys haven't played the end of Halo 4 and you're not into spoilers, then mute me for about 30 seconds. But the end of Halo 4...
I can't mute. I'm actually here. No!
Chuck, you're part of the podcast. You may just have to deal with it. Cortana dies.
Does she?
Okay, come back.
Okay.
You can come back. And so when they're having their conversation, and Chuck, I'm going to now be vague, but I'm going to reference the spoiler that I just said. They actually get to talk to each other sort of as a final conversation, and I was bawling like a baby. Like, I just, like, streaming tears, and it just broke my fucking heart.
Yeah. Sad stuff.
Let's see. Iron Slayer also says Halo 4 was favorite one. Yeah, good ending. It was so good.
You know what just came out? Witcher 3 expansion.
You really want us to get up on that Witcher shit, don't you?
I do, because it's just such a fun game. And it's because the story is so awesome.
Snape killed Dumbledore, Chuck. That was the spoiler.
Next, you're going to tell
Wouldn't
me
that be
King
great?
Kong
Wouldn't that be
dies.
great if that was a spoiler?
Iron Slayer. Don't argue with me, man. Don't argue with me, Iron Slayer. Yeah, you can argue with me. That's fine. You can if Halo 5 like reverses course in some cheap ass way, I'm gonna be really pissed. From
they will.
The magnitude of the ending of Halo 4. Day 93. Hey, why is my thumb up my ass?
Yes, gamer guy.
Does anyone still play The Witcher 3 game? Is that still? Is the DLC still free? Have they made you pay for any of it yet?
The only thing that they are making you pay for is this new expansion, but it's the size of.
And it's like a
France.
huge fucking game.
It's a huge game.
It's the size of
I mean,
France.
it's like They say the story is even better than the original story of the game.
Interesting.
Like, Reddit's like blown up about it, and it's only $8.99.
Hey,
yeah,
that's a fucking
exactly.
That's the way to do your
and
DLC.
Every other expansion or downloadable content for this game has been free.
Okay.
This is the only thing that's ever been paid for, and I understand why, because they put so many hours into it.
I did end up getting the Taken King DLC for Destiny.
I believe you told us this.
And I fucking love it.
We bet you do.
It's so good. Like there's a story with Nathan Fillion in it who's like interacting with you, and there's beautiful set pieces. Instead of just running and shooting now, all of the levels have this platforming element where you sort of have to like figure out where to go, but also platform correctly to get, like, you climb up this giant fucking thing to turn off a transmitter or whatever. And it's not just climb the stairs. It's actually some thinking. Nathan, and so Sam and I would go through and be like, oh, where the fuck do we, oh, look, let's try that, and stuff like that.
That's good. That gives a whole nother element to it. I like that. Nathan Fillion is in Halo 5.
Yeah, so Nathan Fillion in Halo 3 ODST was an ODST, an orbital drop shock trooper named Buck. And is
he back playing the same character in 5?
I think he is.
He is the same character, but he's now a Spartan.
Damn, that's badass.
And yeah,
because who doesn't love Nathan Fillion?
Who doesn't love Nathan Fillion kicking wholesale ass?
It's true.
And
I'm just hoping for a Firefly franchise again.
Oh, he is.
Cool.
I mean, remember in Halo 3...
he was in Halo 3, but he was just a generic soldier.
He referred to himself as Reynolds. He goes, Reynolds, out. And like, hey, that was him, wasn't it? Yeah. And then later Baldwin shows up. You get into the tank for the first time and you're rolling through.
Yeah, Fillion and Baldwin are both in 3. And then they bring him back in ODST. Fillion's in it, Baldwin's in it, and Tudyk is in it. Is in ODST.
Hold on, Alec Baldwin?
Adam Baldwin.
Yeah.
Who plays Jane in Firefly.
No relation.
So Mal Reynolds, Nathan Fillion in Firefly, Jane from Firefly, his name's Adam Baldwin, and Alan Tudyk, who plays Wash in Firefly, were all in Halo 3 ODST.
That's awesome.
They were a unit.
Then why didn't they?
And their commander was Caprica 9 from Battlestar Galactica. The woman in red that you see in all the promotional materials.
Oh.
She was their captain. And so Fillion and actually in Destiny, Fillion and Gina Torres, who plays Zoe Washburn in Firefly, they're both in Destiny.
Wow.
Do you know what? If you're going to have 3 members of Firefly in Halo 3, why don't you just go the whole route and try to find places for everybody?
Fucking crew.
I want to hear Morena Baccarin as Cortana.
ODST also had the best soundtrack
shit.
Because in all of the Halo games, they were, they're shooters. But in ODST, it's actually more of a noir kind of story. You're alone. You're trying to find your team. You're putting together this mystery. And it's got this like raining, beautiful saxophone kind of. It's awesome.
I
like the street lamp,
I like the soundtrack to Halo 3 proper because Halo has always tried to put Master Chief as a very lonely character. One guy going up against the entire Covenant, trying to make him the Superman. But the music is always just so very bombastic, and you can hear everything. But with the soundtrack to 3, you hear that piano a lot. And it's just that one piano by itself.
The reveal trailer for Halo 3 got my balls tingling.
Fucking music
because he's in 3 he's separated from Cortana, and she stayed behind on the Covenant ship. And so in the reveal trailer, he's like walking through the desert, and he sort of pulls back his cloak, and he's looking for her, and he's thinking about like shit she said, and she goes. Like some Covenant ships flying, and she goes, "This is the way the world ends." It goes bum ba-dum, bum bum, and I lost my fucking shit. Like, that's a really brief announcement trailer will get my Steve-O juices just blasting.
That's one of my favorite things in just any kind of score is when you're gonna have. When you're going to have a solitary character, you can have them musically represented by a single by a single instrument instead of a recurring theme.
Yeah.
I really like that. And so it happened there in Halo 3, and they really used it because you still hear the piano in the midst of all of the everything else building up behind it. So when he's alone, and then when he's charging off with a squad, and when he's working with the squad, and it feels really powerful.
It does.
Yeah, that's true.
It really does.
Like it kind of goes back to our conversation about Far Away from Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just that one dude with a guitar singing, and it sounds lonely as shit.
It does.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys. I found the other little bit of Cosplay.
Hey!
The other half of the ones that I downloaded. And I think...
Is this who I think
Yeah.
Is this...
And it actually took me a minute.
This is
I can figure out where we go.
Was that kind of fucked up?
There we go. So this guy came by, and he actually bought one of our comics. And then I stopped for a minute, and I was like, oh, holy shit, you're Steve Jobs. And he goes, yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, you are not Steve Jobs.
Good.
Where's the turtleneck?
Good on you, man. Like this was like his outfit, and he had one of those stickers, and so he decided to cosplay like 10 minutes before he came. But like I feel like for a 10-minute cosplay, that was pretty rad.
You should have done this number.
Eyes Up Guardian, a very well done Destiny Warlock, I believe. But
there's a lot of creativity that goes into trying to assemble these things. Like, I was genuinely impressed with how effective I was at Fisk, even though I literally did not spend a dime.
You just wore a suit.
I just wore a suit, but it's the way you wear it, and it's also you can still kind of pay attention to detail, like stuff like this. Like this, he looks like Daredevil.
Does he though?
Like, he looks like the old Daredevil. And
I like his costume.
The red might be a little too bright, but at the same time,
I think that's about right. I don't think he has and
he's a little too scraggly. I mean, he's got too much facial hair.
Daredevil's like got these really harsh angular features.
Yeah.
But still, and there's Boss and Quiet. And the Boss, I think his costume is good. Again, he doesn't so much look like the Boss.
The whole Diamond Dogs group was out. It was those two plus like two others. There was
it really?
There was one dude that looked like the Pain from MGS3.
Oh,
I missed that. Really?
Yeah, that was the last day.
And I love that name, the Diamond Dogs.
Diamond Dogs.
I think that's so cool.
Like I saw the patch. I was like, wait, the Diamond Dogs? Like, are we gonna go fight?
This guy fucking nailed his costume.
Yeah, he did.
He looks just like Jake Johnson.
Looks exactly like Jake Johnson from Jurassic World.
That's funny.
And like he did the facial expressions. Like there for a minute, I thought it might have been him, just for a moment. Just fucking nailed it. This is my favorite cosplay from Jurassic World, except for the dude spilling his margaritas.
What?
I've seen that cosplay where it's the dude sort of ducking. He's holding two margaritas. You remember that guy from the movie?
No.
It's like you see him in the side of the frame.
Like, I remember this guy from the movie. I don't remember that guy.
Okay. You should look up like Margarita guy from Jurassic World.
You were about to suggest I watch the movie again, weren't you?
Oh, little Nathan Drake.
Yeah. Nathan Drake action. That was good. Real quick, there's drama in the Uncharted. So Uncharted 4 had Alan Tudyk again. Names coming up today. Voice acting with Nolan North as a character in that game.
Yeah.
The writers, and one of the head writer, maybe a couple of writers, and maybe the director, but certainly the writers, left Uncharted to work on other stuff because they didn't like the direction it was going, and so they brought in the Last of Us director to finish Uncharted 4. They started making a bunch of changes, and so Alan Tudyk was like, we bailed, and we feel bad for bailing, especially like on Nolan North, but it was a thing, and they were changing it into something else that we didn't like, and so we took the opportunity to leave. So I'm actually worried that it's going to blow.
I think...
It sounds like it will.
But, dude, it had the Last of Us director at the end.
That's hard. I mean, you're right. That's a hard pedigree to argue against.
Exactly.
But at the same time, the the kind of vibe that you got from The Last of Us is nothing like the kind of vibe that you get from the Uncharted series.
I mean, not exactly.
I mean, this is going to be an action movie with a fair amount of comedy involved, whereas with The Last of Us, it was post-apocalyptic coming of age.
It's true.
But there's a lot more drama there.
But they both have that personable personal sort of scripting, and the way that they do their mocap is like amazing. A play. They do it on stage.
You know, I just read a huge article about Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
he is the villain. Do you know that?
I can
the villain
see
of
that.
The series. He's actually. They tallied up basically over the course of the series how many people that he has murdered in cold blood,
like for trinkets.
Yeah, and it's over like 1,500 people that he's murdered.
He kills. It's like so Indiana Jones like swings in and like shoots Nazis that are trying to do shit wrong, but Nathan Drake's like stealing his own shit and killing people to do it.
Exactly. And one of the things that the guy writing the article was talking about was Nathan Drake as the character talks a lot about he's not going to do any casualties, blah 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 blah. He's not about that.
Yeah.
And then
he goes about creating casualties left and right.
Absolutely. Well, there's a level where they're breaking into a museum, and you're climbing a ledge, and Sully gets on the radio and he goes, above you, and you see a guy, and the only option you have is to pull that guy off a 10-story window and just murder him.
Right. Yeah.
And you do it, and then Sully makes a joke and says, below you. And then
that's right.
And so
murder and folk is funny.
Yeah, and so it's just I don't know.
Which is weird because when
moving forward. Oh, this isn't a cosplay, but it was
it was a cosplay on Saturday because the same dude that was running that booth was dressed up like Han Solo.
Oh, was he?
And it was a really good Han Solo too.
This is Joseph being killed by an assassin, which is a running gag for us. Every time we go to a con, he finds every assassin he can and does a photo op with them murdering him.
Another Ezio.
And there is a
greatest cosplay ever. 10 out of 10.
But the Sarah Palmer.
Yes.
She fucking aced it.
She was working the booth as well.
Just a tremendous.
Was she in the
job.
Halo booth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
It was
over
her,
by the ODST
the
stuff.
So she was paid actress for that.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, damn.
I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna start doing some of that stuff.
Some cosplay, or
like some paid booth stuff.
Well, somebody suggested that you do something. I remember seeing it in the comments. I don't know where it went.
What?
A costume idea for Will.
You know who I've always wanted to go as? Mugen.
Oh fuck! From Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, I wanted to go as an older, kind of more aged.
Oh,
Mugen.
so
That'd be
Mugen,
good.
now that he's spent like a decade or so with Gene.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so his hair would be longer. He'd have more scruff.
Thorin
Is it that Will
Oakenshield.
should be Thorin?
Oh, hey, that could work.
I don't know what that is.
The
It's
Hobbit
from
movies.
Hobbit.
He's the king of the dwarves.
Oh,
What's the
sorry.
matter? What's the matter, Steve? You're not a big Tolkien fan?
I can't stand the fucking Lord of the Rings.
What is the matter with you?
I'm sorry. I just
Do you not have a childlike sense of wonder?
Dude, if you go as Thorin, I'm going as fucking Gimli.
Dude, please, yeah, let's do it.
so.
Oh, not Gimli. What was the bald guy having two axes?
Guys, I'll be Aragorn. You be Gimli.
I swear to God, if
and
you make
be
me Frodo.
Legolas.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yo, you gotta make him Frodo.
No, he's got to be
He's
Legolas.
too cute to be anything
I don't
else.
think I'm lanky enough to be Legolas.
No, you'd be the perfect Legolas. With a nice straightened blonde wig on you.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be great. Think about it.
God damn it, Steve.
We
It was
would
the
be
shark.
a great fellowship.
So in that first fucking film, they're like, Frodo's like, okay, I'm gonna take this shit. I'm gonna do it whether or not you guys come with me. And then they all start chiming in, and Aragorn's like, I will give you my sword, and Gimli's like, and my axe, and Legolas is like, and I will lend my bow, and then fucking Sean Bean walks up, and I'll come too. Like. And
he doesn't even say that. He's like, I don't know what the hell you guys are doing.
He's like the guy that's like, hey, I want to go. If you guys are going somewhere, I'll go. Is it Whataburger? I'm not hungry, but and then he gets fucking Swiss cheese.
Hey, show some respect. He died for the cause.
He did, yeah. You know what's funny? Sean Bean dies in everything except Silent Hill. He survives twice.
I know that.
You know why?
Just crazy.
Because Silent
insane.
Hill is torture.
It is.
That's why.
We're all expecting it, and then
Sean Bean always meets a horrible fate. It meets a horrible fate in every movie he's in. So if he doesn't die, he's truly fucked.
Yeah, I adored the Silent Hill films.
Oh yeah,
I thought they were really scary.
I still haven't seen the second one.
So the first one is phenomenal. Like it just is as a film, as a horror film.
Yeah,
and it's pretty true to Silent Hill.
Yeah,
it explains a little more than Silent Hill typically would, but it still leaves you with some vague ambiguity as to decipher your own ending and stuff like that.
Right.
The second one, and I'm pretty sure that I've told you guys this before, but Adelaide Clemens, who I have an enormous crush on, who plays the lead in that movie. It was as if there was a romance written into the film that she didn't want to have any part of. And so like
her and Jon Snow.
The boy is like always around and like trying to get to know her and stuff, and she's like, I don't really fucking care. And like they go through the movie and it's like, you know, I'm not gonna like spoil anything or anything for you guys, but near the end he's like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and he goes in to kiss her and she doesn't react or respond. Like it's like she went through the literal motion. But also because I had kind of a crush on her, I'm in the theater and he goes in to kiss her and I was like, don't you fucking touch her. She doesn't like you.
Which brings us back to the Jurassic World guy. Remember that? Right? He's like, no, I got to stay. Somebody has to make sure that the gate's locked.
Oh, yeah. And that was this, we had that conversation when we were destroying Jurassic World, is you did not like that scene. And I adored that scene. Because that I felt like was some of the personality that was missing from the rest of the film, which was that subversion of tropes, which is, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay behind, and then he moves into kiss her, and she's like, oh hey, I have a boyfriend, and like, oh well, you never talk about, yeah, I'm at work, oh, okay, and then like shake hands and leave, and I thought like I laughed my ass off. I loved that. Well, Shark says it made me Frodo.
It was a good scene. I didn't think it was funny.
Oh,
I mean, I can kind of see the humor in it, but
oh no, it wasn't you. It was Jonathan. Jonathan hated that
Jonathan
scene.
Jonathan hated
it. Would you make Shark Frodo?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would be Frodo Shark.
You would not be. You would not be.
Get
Frodo.
some furry feet.
You would be. You would be Peregrine. You'd be Peregrine Took.
Peregrine's not part of the Fellowship.
No, I would see Shark. Shark is more of a Gandalf.
Oh, there was a really confusing Gandalf that I didn't get a picture of at Comic-Con. Yeah. She was absolutely gorgeous, and she had this like gray dress that she wore, and it was sort of like a skirt dress, and she had the wizard hat and then this long gray beard, and I was like, I'm so confused right now.
You know, I saw that on Reddit. Somebody posted that on Reddit too.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
I think it was from Dallas.
She was showing a little bit of her leg.
Yeah.
Like,
No, she was absolutely gorgeous, and then this big long beard, and I got wires crossed, and
I would have had a picture of her with not just the best white mage I've ever seen. The Final Fantasy 1 white mage, I guess you could say. It's also the only one I've ever seen, and I would really like to fix that.
Okay, so if you guys could cosplay as anything, you're going to get a professionally made cosplay of any character you want. Who you want to be?
Either Baymax or Handsome Purple from Killer 7. For those of you who haven't played, there is a kind of a riff on Power Rangers called the Handsome Rangers, the Handsome Men, and there's like 8 or 9 of them. No, there's 7 of them. There's 7 of them because you get in a one-on-one fist shootout with all of them. And Handsome Purple is the really chunky one. And goes up against the luchador.
Game guy says Galactus actual size.
Wait,
I love it.
the honest to god big-headed Galactus or the Cloud from the movie?
No, I think he means big purple.
Are you sure you don't mean the Cloud?
Stuff from.
I mean,
comics.
you could totally do the Cloud. Just saying. You've been talking too long.
Fantasy
man.
Cosplay. Your dream,
John Marston. Dude, actually, you probably could pull off John Marston.
That's my everyday.
Shark says, I want to do Cloud from Final Fantasy VII again, or Vincent Valentine.
Okay, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Are you talking like standard Cloud, or are you talking Sector 7, we're going to dress up to get into the whorehouse Cloud?
Vincent Valentine, really?
Yeah. I'm a girl cosplaying as a boy.
The vampire
dressed as
from
a girl.
The vampire from 7.
The quote-unquote vampire. Is that really
from Final Fantasy VII. He has the
really
Cerberus.
Yeah.
No, he's a vampire. They find him in a coffin. He's sleeping in a coffin, like underground in a crypt. He's a fucking vampire.
But he turns into fucking Frankenstein as a limit break, man.
Yeah, but that's just because it's poorly written.
I don't know. Final Fantasy VII, poorly written.
I've always wanted
Have at, guys.
a legit Darth Vader outfit.
Yeah?
Always. Which brings me to a topic.
Yep.
Did you see the new Star Wars trailer?
No, I'm actively avoiding it.
Hold on. What?
Okay, I said this after. Okay. So they released the first trailer.
Get out of my house.
Yeah.
They released the first trailer.
Yeah.
Which is like, do you feel it? The Force or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the main character, Stormtrooper guy is like, and like, you know, then they sort of show some scenes and then they show the lightsaber. Like, oh, fuck, that doesn't make any sense, but awesome.
Okay.
And then the second one,
Yeah.
they're like, we got another teaser. And it's like, okay.
Okay.
And there's some cool flying around shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty brief.
Okay.
Han and Chewie walk in, and Han goes, Chewie, we're home. My heart fucking explodes, and I want to cry.
Well, let me tell you something. If you watch this trailer, your heart and dick will explode.
But that's it precisely because as soon as I had that first reaction, I was like, okay, I know that they're not going to listen to me, but we need no more Star Wars trailers. I am at perfect hype, and I don't want to see more of the movie.
No, but when you hear Han Solo, when he goes, it's like doing this whole trailer, and he comes and it has his interaction with two of the new characters.
Yeah,
and he's like, it's all true, every bit of it. He's like, the dark side, the Jedi. Dude, it's so cool. And then they goes,
Star Wars equals stupid nerds. No, Namhe, how dare you?
Oh, bring!
Naname.
Here's your knife back, Naname.
Yeah, Naname.
Pull from square between my shoulder blades.
My goodness.
Eat shit.
No.
I don't normally say that to followers.
Maybe
that's true. But
maybe that's why you were.
No, please keep watching us. Please keep loving us.
Maybe that's why you were gone. It's because you
We love
knew
you.
how much the
Star
counter
Wars.
hate would flow from us.
Right.
Good.
But dude, what's cool is, and I understand the cross saber now,
You do?
because he's not a Sith. He's not a Sith. He's not a Sith Lord. He's not anything.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Kylo Ren. He's from a subgroup that was created after the death of Darth Vader, and they called themselves the Knights of Ren, and they were followers of Vader.
The Knights of Ren.
Every word you said sounds absolutely exciting.
No, and they're followers of Vader, so they have no formal training when it comes to like using the dark side. They use it out of just sheer like anger and like craziness.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
And I may have mentioned this to you guys once, that I had written a fan fiction about it became a game idea when we did our perfect game, you know, when we pitched our games. It was the co-op Star Wars game, and it followed sort of two Jedi in training. They were basically Padawan, but there aren't any trainers left. So they like curse and stuff because they didn't get any of the formal training, so they just sort of their force comes from each other.
Yeah.
Like so.
Which is really cool because
There's my
the stormtrooper in the trailer that you saw, the black guy, he's like, well, at the end of the third trailer, he has a blue saber, and Kylo Ren, when he was doing in the forest, remember?
Yeah.
Well, he comes after him, and they're like, the dude with the blue saber is like freaking out and he comes to strike him. So it's gonna be like a huge sloppy lightsaber battle. It's not going to be like we were, it's going to be like just a nasty lightsaber battle, which is like so exciting to me because they're not formally trained.
I can't. So the bar's so low after the last three, but also the bar's so high now.
Yeah. Well, see, the third one, or I guess the third prequel.
Yeah.
So that was what? Revenge of the Sith. The ending lightsaber battle of that was so spectacular.
Yeah,
though.
it really was.
I mean, it was a dance. It was beautiful. It was beautifully done. Although Hayden Christensen was the worst actor on the face of humanity.
Poor guy.
I know. At least he had someone like Ewan McGregor to somehow
balance him out.
Yeah. Because when he's saying, you are my brother, Anakin. I mean, that was like all in the feels. But then you have opposite.
You want to talk about all in the feels? Here's all in the feels. I read something posted on a friend of mine's Facebook, and it was like there's a real throwaway line in episode 4 where Luke is asking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's like, I don't know who that is, but I know the name. He died about the same time as your father.
Oh yeah, I was just reading a thing posted on the internet about that where a guy dissected that line.
A throwaway line, and it turns into some really fucking powerful
about how much
truth.
Obi-Wan becomes Ben, Anakin becomes Vader. They both died in that volcano because they were so linked to each other.
Yeah.
That Obi-Wan can no longer be Obi-Wan because of, he loved Anakin. They were brothers. Mm-hmm. And, all of the depth that goes with that. And that is something that I had mulled over in my head before. And I loved Revenge of the Sith. Say what you want about those prequel movies. They're pretty fucking bad. But I really did love that third one. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, not well made, but I loved it. Okay, so what's coming up? We are supposed to be in Sherman, Texas. If any of you guys are near Sherman, at the fan festival thing that they're doing at the Sherman, Texas Mall on Halloween Day through the day, presuming that they got our application stuff squared away. November 7th, the week after that.
When were you going to tell me about that?
It just happened.
Oh.
And November 7th, we're going to be at the Sci-Fi Factory in Lake Worth. We're going to be selling stuff in Artist Alley. There's a lot of cool nerds and artists there at Sci-Fi Factory Lake Worth on November 7th, the whole day. And then December 5th, we're going to be at Y2 Comics for their Artist Alley in December. So we have stuff. You can come and meet us and say hi if you're in the North Texas
Man about
area.
town over here.
If you guys haven't yet, follow us. Click the little heart button down there at the bottom. Next week, we will probably be at full capacity again. I will probably be at full capacity again. And, yeah.
Now witness the power of this fully operational podcast.
And my fully operational throat.
Yeah.
If you want to follow Will, go to, and it's going to be in the chat, if I can type.
Go to moonlightnative.com.
Yeah, go to moonlightnative.com.
Yeah,
or
check
go
us
to
out
@WillRothMusic.
Yeah,
on Twitter.
Go to iTunes. Download Moonlight Native. It's the EP. You'll like it.
Okay, there's Will stuff. Yes, down at the bottom of the frame, you can see our webcomic is at angrycuddles.com. Go there and read our stuff and share it with somebody. If you want a Shark who's in the chat, go ahead and post your stuff if you're still there and still listening. If you want to follow Shark's webcomic, it's at hedgiehates.com. Spelled the way you think it's spelled. HEDGIE hates.com.
Spell it the way it sounds.
Right, yeah.
If you want to follow Chuck,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That's it. I'll just Snapchat you pictures of his wang.
Oh, no, you can't do that yet. That's supposed to be part of the giveaway for next week.
Oh, actually,
if you want to follow Chuck, go to our Snapchat where you can see pictures of his dick all day long.
It's just Chuck dick of varying, just 8, early morning.
Yeah. Mondays.
Out of the show Monday.
Oh, God.
Chuck's angry dick. I think that's the name of the Snapchat is going to be Chuck's angry dick.
Both of you could go fuck yourselves.
Oh my God!
I really want to make a Snapchat.
That's so good.
No, you don't.
And just put a bunch of penis pics on there and call it Chuck's Snapchat. Call it Chuck's dirty corner.
Each penis is clearly a different penis.
Yeah,
but they're all Chuck's.
Yeah, like some black penises in there.
Oh my God, Chuck and the Angry Inch.
Oh, that's too good. We do have we're getting ready to start up an Instagram, so if you go follow us on Instagram, it's the same as everything else we do, Angry Cuddles, up at the top right of your screen right there. Everybody, No Name, we're so happy to have you back. Game Guy, as usual, thank you. Iron Slayer, if you're there. If you guys went off to do your Halo Wing, good luck. Let us know how you like it.
Oh, Naname says knock knock.
Boo hoo.
Who's there?
Who is there?
Who dat?
Unrequited fetishes? Unrequited fetishes who?
Unrequited fetishes who?
Boo
Knock,
hoo.
knock. Who's there? Doctor. Doctor Who. Exactly.
I really want to know the end of this knock knock joke now.
Dragonfly 1972. I have shower pictures of him, she says. Oh, okay. So here's the joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. Don't cry. It's just a joke.
God damn it.
Thank you, Naname.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We missed you so much.
On Friday, we will be
Iron
playing
Slayer.
something. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we have our internet back up, so it won't be at Jonathan's shitty place anymore. Because the internet fucking blows over there.
Damn.
It like you can't watch our stream over there. It's bad.
Oh.
But anyway, my name is Steven.
My name is Chuck.
Do it again, but with your mouth closer to it. Chuck. Thank you.
What is that?
This is something that I got from the Dallas Comic Con. There's a dude that's making like dog tag type things. This is the Paragon symbol from Mass Effect.
My name's Will.
Oh yeah, you can see it. It shows up real nice there.
That is really good.
And we'll see you guys next week for episode 223. Enjoy Halo. Have a good night.